Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Marcy, and today we are going to have a nice little conversation about something you should really be considerate about this holiday season as you meet some of your relatives and friends that you haven't seen for a very long time. This is what you need to be considerate about. Now, I have noticed that lately it seems like, there used to be a rule that you don't discuss religion and politics in company or, well, with other people. It's just your religion, your politics, that's your business. Nobody cares. Let's not talk about it. But I don't know when, and I don't know why some of us didn't get this memo, but apparently we don't, we now discuss everything. And unfortunately, people have become so polarized that there's hardly any middle ground for anything. People support what they support and they feel very strongly about what they feel strongly about. And anything that goes against what they're thinking is, you know, um, you're an enemy if you're not thinking exactly how I'm thinking. Now, I am not going to claim to be the most open minded person in the world. There are some topics that when you start talking about, my genuine sense of let me hear what you have to say and respect your opinion just goes out the window. And I have a tendency to then just, well, I'll listen to you. I'm not going to shut you down. But then after I've realized that this one, there's no arguing with this person, I just block it and I look at you like a piece of chicken that I'm going to eat later. And I don't care. Yeah, I don't know. My brain just goes. Poof. Anyway, so this does happen. That's how I choose to handle my when I don't agree with somebody's opinion. People who don't believe that. There are people who they believe that they are right and you are wrong, and they don't care. They just don't really, really care. They will do whatever it takes to just prove their point and to prove that they're right. Now, the problem with this is it used to be that you're my brother, you're my sister, whatever your political affiliation, your religion, your whatever beliefs, our blood is stronger than that. But that doesn't happen anymore. So there are people who genuinely are freezing out their families because they want to, well, because their families believe different from them or think different from them. It's just really bad. It's not something that people should say or do. It really is something that we should be praying and hoping that we can disagree and then we agree that we are family members and we belong together and we should still give each other a break. I mean, there have been elections and in many different places. Like, I remember during the American elections, I used to read some comments from people, and I'm like, wow, this is how strongly I feel about this. And the funny thing is, after the elections, the politics goes on, and you still have to face this relative. And the same thing happened during the Kenyan elections, where I genuinely had to block some people because I had reached a place where I was like, I just can't. I genuinely just can't because I'm trying so hard. I'm trying very, very hard, like with all my might to just listen to you and understand where you're coming from. But at some point, you're like, wow, this person, my brain has reached a place where it cannot go lower than this. I just don't want to believe that you are actually thinking what you're thinking. That doesn't mean that I'm right. Maybe I'm the one who's so wrong, it's painful. But there are people who they will really, really take this and just go so deep with it until you're like, wow, okay, you have stated your thing. Now, can we move on? Because they are just, you're not going to convince me by insulting me. You're not going to convince me that what you believe is the right thing by calling me names and, calling me whatever, calling me whatever it is you want to call me. You're not going to convince me to change my mind based on the fact that now you're trying to shame me out of what I believe. Proving your point does not require you to demean my point. Get what I mean? I mean, you have to acknowledge that I have my reasons as to why I believe what I believe, and I have my reasons as to why I need to be who I need to be. You get? Okay. Everybody has a backstory. Everything we believe, there's a backstory as to why we believe it. Everybody has a journey to how they started being where they are. And sometimes, like, I used to be very, I guess we can say, sometimes I'm open-minded in some things, extremely open-minded in some things, and then there are some things which I refuse to compromise. I'm like, no, that's we keep this conservative and let's stay conservative. And there are people who are like that, and I genuinely wish the world. And I think growing up, either I just knew the nicest people, or people just used to be more tolerant, because I feel like that's where most people used to be. Most people used to be. They're a bit conservative on some things, they're a bit liberal on some things, and then, life just moves. But now it's, if you don't believe this one thing, then it means you're on the other side. And I'm like, yeah, I believe everything else you believe except this one thing, because this one thing, by my experience, doesn't look the way you think it looks. And this will make somebody really like decide, no, you're the enemy and you're the enemy and you're not our friend and you're not here to stay. And that's not a very good thing. Anyway, I just hope that this holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is you're celebrating this December, I hope that you will take the time to enjoy being with your family. Don't let the small differences bring you up, because I mean, what people thought was right 100 years ago is not right today. What people thought was right 20 years ago is not right today. And if we continue with just these small petty differences, where are we going? Where are we really going? Okay? So have a happy holidays and enjoy yourselves. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year,